Hey, welcome to the podcast Domination Show, where we help you launch, grow, monetize, and dominate the podcasting space. This is a show where we believe that if you can get attention with your podcast, you can influence someone. And if you can influence someone, you can get them to take massive action. And if you can get someone to do that, you, my friend, can dominate. I'm Luis Diaz, your host and founder of Podcast Domination, and I'm your guide. Let's go. Hey, so I know you're probably wondering, why is Luis interrupting his own podcast? Well, guess what? I have a little secret for you. And I'm not going to whisper this entire commercial, but I just wrote a book called How to Get 100,000 Downloads in 100 Days, and I want to give it to you for free. Now, this book is going to be on sale on Amazon probably for about $20 or $30. We'll see. But I want to give it to you for free because you are listening to this episode and this podcast, and I appreciate that very, very dearly. So all you have to do to get a free book, a free copy of my book, a physical book if you're in the US, and if you're in the outside of the US, then I will give you a free Audible book version and a free Kindle or ebook version as well. Okay, so here are the steps. Ready? All you have to do is leave a review in the iTunes store for the podcast. If you think it's worthy of 5 stars, I really appreciate it, but I value honest feedback. So leave a review, screenshot it, and tag me on Instagram. My handle is @LuisRyanDiaz, LuisRyanDiaz. Tag me with the book review, and then I'll DM you, or someone from my team will DM you, to ask for your address, and I will send you a copy of my book. Maybe write a little note in there to say thank you, and we'll go from there. So if that sounds good to you, leave a review, and I'll see you on Instagram. Thanks. Now back to the show. All right, my friends, what's going on? This is another short episode, a very short, impactful episode. It's going to help you get further, faster, and it's going to be less than 5 minutes. Let's just jump in right here. The title of today's episode is A Super Simple Way to Get More Publicity from Forbes, Fast Company, Entrepreneur, Inc., and the like. So why is that important? That's important because when people come to your site or to come to your LinkedIn or come to your Facebook, they want to kind of know who else has endorsed you, and they want to know if they can trust you. If you're in these major publications, if you're in these major media outlets, it shows that you have credibility and shows that they can trust you because other people, other organizations have already trusted you, and that's why you've been featured there. So it's an easy way to establish more rapport, more credibility, more authority with someone when they show up on your site. And I can tell you guys from experience, it's a hell of a lot easier to sell when you have authority and you have clout, I guess is one way to say it. So it's going to make you have easier sales calls. It's going to make you have more leverage in a sales call. It's going to help you be able to help you sell more stuff at higher price points too. So that's why this is important. Really, really important in my eyes. So yeah, I've been really focusing on the last couple of months, last 2 months, I'd say. But anyways, let's jump into how can you get featured on Forbes, Fast Company, Entrepreneur, Inc., Fortune, all these major websites, and then get more credibility and establish more authority faster. Well, there's 2 ways to do it. In my eyes, the longer way is by being really, really good at writing a bunch of articles on your own website and then pitching a bunch of authors or a bunch of editors coldly and hoping and praying you get some kind of response. Now, the easier way to write those kind of books and those strategies is what we're going to talk about today, is by interviewing someone who's an influencer, someone who's already on their radar. Now, here's the cool thing. If you already have an episode with a person like that, let's say a couple months ago you did a podcast episode with, I don't know, Jay Shetty. He's a big influencer. He's a guy who is obviously always in the magazines. If you did that interview with him, what you can do is take that interview, transcribe it, you can cut it down, and then you can retitle it and go 6 things I learned from Jay Shetty in 30 minutes, the millionaire mentor, whatever his title is. But you can take your old interviews if they're with big people, and then you can send those as pitches to these interviewers, to these editors on these big publications. If they know who these people are, if they are big enough, then they would likely they're likely going to accept that interview
better than if you were to just write on some random topic that you're not an expert in or not a known expert in. Maybe you're an expert, but no one really knows you in that space and knows you're good at it, so they don't really care what you have to say. So it's easier to talk about or use someone else's fame. So what we're talking about here is influencer marketing, or using kind of guilt by association. So if you're rubbing arms or rubbing elbows with really powerful people, you are also seen as powerful. It's just human nature. So you can use that. If you're interviewing someone who's a big influencer or on your podcast, I would definitely recommend you take that. You obviously ask for permission if it's okay. You can use this in writing as well. Take that interview, chop it down so it's short. It's like 500 to 1,000 words. And then submit it to a lot of these article publications where it's fitting. So if I'm interviewing, let's just say, Bedros Keuilian, I know he's been on Entrepreneur. I know he's been in Forbes. I know he's been in Fast Company. I know he's been in Inc. So what I can do is chop it down. I can take that interview and simply repurpose it for written content and submit it to these places, so that I, as a unpublished author, or an author who's not known at all, can get more credibility because I have my name next to Bedros' name. You see how that works? So that is a simple way to leverage your interviews in other ways to get more credibility and to sell more stuff at higher prices with less friction. So be sure, guys, if you're not in the Facebook group already, I think you're missing out. Well, I know you're missing out on a lot of stuff and a lot of engagement, a lot of really badass people in here. So you want to join a community that's going to help you grow faster, get farther, join the Facebook group. It is called the Podcast Domination VIP Inner Circle. And the VIP stands for Very Important Podcaster, by the way. So until next time, my friends, I'll catch you later. And be sure to use this tool. Look at your old interviews. See who you've interviewed before that you can repurpose that, and also send that out to other publications and get your name out there faster. I'll catch you later.
Hey, what's up? Lewis again, and I get asked this question a lot, so I wanted to answer it here for you in a unique manner. And that question is, Lewis, what exactly do you do? How do you help podcasters? What exactly do you and what does Podcast Domination really help with? Well, instead of me sitting here and telling you all the amazing stuff about us, I thought it'd be fun and interesting for you guys to hear what our clients are saying. So here you go. Please enjoy.
Lewis literally makes my life so much easier. All I have to do is record my content. I don't have to worry about editing it. I don't have to worry about writing show notes. I don't have to create any of my graphics to promote it. He literally does everything for me.
We hired Lewis to kind of help us set up podcasts, for us to put our content out and kind of grow our brand. And all I really have to say, it's been a huge success. It's been really easy. Lewis and his whole team have made the whole process easy, from setting it up originally, which with podcasts is kind of intimidating, and there's a lot of things that if you don't know a lot about the platform, that it's very time consuming. So Lewis made all of that easy.
In the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was completely overwhelmed, confused, stressed out, because I went on YouTube trying to figure out how to set up a successful podcast. And actually going on YouTube, I was just bombarded by so much information that I just wanted to give up on the idea. And then I met a good friend of ours that introduced me to Lewis, and we hit it off. And he just said to me, it's really, really simple. I will take care of everything for you. I think what Lewis has done for me has made it seem so painless. He has took my idea and saved me money. He saved me time and energy. And more importantly, he's made my Persistence Factor podcast sound professional.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those sound bites as much as I enjoyed putting them together. If you have any questions about how we can help you grow, launch, or further your podcasting efforts, feel free to reach out to me at Lewis at Podcast Domination, or you can reach out to my team and ask them some questions. hello@podcastdomination.co. Both are .co. Just make sure that's, keep that in mind. Anyways, I'll see you on the next episode. And until next time, keep dominating.